have anything in its warehouse. So you'll see here that I don't have anything to add. I got to go over to it. Um, and then you'll also see here, this is just the overview of it, where it says the colony is expanding, the contentment is 0. Um, you will notice here that if you do not put a worker in, that it doesn't run at 100%. Okay. Um, so instead of it providing 2 food and 2 habitation, sorry, I'm turning into a pumpkin because it's almost midnight. You only get a half, right? So I need to go to that colony to start my to put the workers in and to start my reactor, because you will see up here there is 0 power. So if I tried to build the array, it wouldn't go online because I don't have the power to run it. Up here it shows you that there's partially operational. Okay. So, and if I had built the array, it would say non-operational. And I literally just forgot to look at exactly which 4. Um, so these houses are all the ones that I have colonies on, and so I just have to find the one that so the house, but it matches the 4. Again, planet size matters for slots only, right? So you have, if it says dwarf, that means it is a smaller pilot going, or smaller planet or a smaller moon, and it will have fewer slots available than, say, a giant. Okay, so you have the ice giant, and then you have the um, the ice dwarf here. Here you can kind of see the different types of planet sizes there are. If it is a open circle like this, it is a moon or a star. If it is filled in, it is a planet. And then asteroids are a whole different thing, but they don't even have a name. They just say AST for asteroid. So we'll do this one last thing, and then I will sign off. Um, if there are no other questions, so it should only be like a couple more minutes for me to show how to do this, and then I get to begin the editing phase of these videos. So that they can be up for your pleasure tomorrow and to look back on in a cut form. So live streams will always be available on YouTube because I do stream to both of them. So if you want to rewatch the full live stream, that is visible on YouTube. They will stay up there in past lives. The recording of it, once it gets done through editing and stuff, then I will try to upload that to Twitch so you can see past stuff on Twitch, but most of those will actually just get turned into clips so that it's easier for you guys to find specific things that you want. Alrighty. So in the warehouse, I will come over here and you will see that I start with only 10,000 space. This is why I say my personal preference is to take these 3 specific flat packs and build them first. So the reactor, the remote, the warehouse, in that order. That is my choice. That is how I build. I know many other pilots build differently, and it is 100% how you like to build. There is outside of needing to start with the command center because you don't have a colony without it, there is really no right or wrong way. Okay. Um, I don't put the blue collar workers in until I have a lot of stuff built. I tested in the previous test just throwing all of the workers in at once. But our contentment index wasn't a thing back then. So I'm having to kind of toy and change how I do things, just because we do have that contentment index. Find what works for you and stick with it, right? Like I can tell you how I do things, but find your happy place in the building of the colonies. So I move those all over, and you'll see that that takes up 4,000. I technically could have moved more flat packs in, but this gives me time. It gives me a whole 4 days basically to go and earn the money to buy all of the rest of the flat packs or to wait for a faction member or another pilot in the galaxy to make and sell me flat packs for cheaper, whatever. Um, it gives me time, right? So I don't like to get ahead of myself. I start with these three and then I build up the credits to do what I need to do for the rest. Again, that's my preference. I'm going to move um, both of these types of workers over. And then I'm going to come here and show you that I go and go over here and say the white collar worker is now assigned. The support is now floating. Okay. You'll come over here and you'll see that the support, there's two that are not, they don't have a position, and one of my white collar does. When I build this remote array, it will, um, it requires a specialist to be assigned, and then it requires a white collar to be free. Alrighty. So if I didn't have two of each, I couldn't, if I assigned the specialist to the remote array, it would remove this support and my colony command center would go down. If I assign the specialist, then like this, so if and this is the white collar's assigned. So when I build the remote array, if I didn't have the white collar there, it would say you're missing the support detail and it would not be running properly. So for me and my Dory brain, I just dropped both of them off because I know that in 2 days I'm going to need that. And then, like I said, I always start the reactor first. You can't build any other flat packs. They all require power generation. So reactor is the very first thing after the command center that I will begin construction. There are negatives here. Um, if you see here, though, it still states that the contentment index is 0. They cancel each other out because um, it my colony is expanding and I just put in workers, and I could actually make it a positive by coming down here and giving those 4 workers a raise just to start the type, and then I have it as a +1. Okay? So then you just go through and you use the spreadsheet that I showed you guys yesterday, and the link is in that website if you guys need to have it again. But that is how you build the colonies. That is the basic UI.